Welcome to Live Demo. Today is about walking you through OmniSAM and all of its different features, and also bring your questions because I'm here to also answer. Now, if you are an elite or a VIP, come on into the VOZ and you just jump into the breakout room. Okay, come on over there and you'll find the live demo breakout room where you can also jump in to ask questions. But as we wait for everyone to roll in, as always, let's kick it off with our theme song.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine. Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to, I was about to say Strategy with Sally. No, but this is our live demo day. So we're going to do one of these every single week for those who want a little bit of a walkthrough of OmniSAM to see all of the features that are available inside of the software. And also, we will do Q&A. So if you're out there on the live stream and you have any questions, please just drop a Q in the chat and let us know what your questions are. If you could also say hi, let me know where you're joining us from. This will be a regular event, so every week I recommend that you do try to come in and, see if there's something new that you didn't realize was available inside of the software. Now, also, you will see that at the end of the week, I'll also be doing a live. I think it is on a Friday. Let me check. I think it's Friday. I'll be in also for a developer drop update. So anything that is, and I've got all these weird sounds coming in. So let's move that. I've got to turn off my notifications so they stop pinging. So yeah, every Friday we'll be in doing what we're going to call the developer drop. So all of the weekly updates that have come from the developers and all the improvements that are happening inside of OmniSAM on a regular basis. All right, so feel free, if you are an elite, come on into the VOZ. And then look for the breakout room where the live demo session is happening. And that's where you'll find me. So head on in, and I am here for questions. But before we kick off, or not before we kick off, let's actually kick off. Let's head on over into OmniSAM. And before I go in, I just want to say, the system does a lot of things, okay? So know that you don't need to know it all right now. And also, as well as that, you may not need all of the features, okay? So what I recommend is just start small. Pick one thing to do, learn that, and then add something else. Now, if you decide to join us and you want to try the software, then we're going to go in and we're going to help you set up the settings. We're going to help you connect your domain. We're going to help you to connect a phone number if you want a phone number in the system. We will also help you connect your email, so all your communications come in through email, and also all your social media accounts, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest. And if you've got your own online community that you can build inside of OmniSAM, we will also show you how you can schedule in there. But let's head on into the user interface. So what it actually looks like when you log in. So if you're trying to log into your app, you just go to app.omnisam.com.au and you'll be able to log in there. Now, inside of the app, you will see that on the left-hand panel, there are lots of different things to choose from. And I'll be walking you through and giving you a bit of an overview of what each of those are. And then at the very bottom, you will also find the settings button, and that settings button will take you into an additional menu on the left-hand side. Now, if you don't, so if you're looking for something and you can't see it in the left-hand menu, check that you're not in the wrong one. Now, if you're in settings, you will see this go back button. And if you're in the master list where it's got all the different things you can do, then of course you won't see that go back button. So when you first join us, there is this little jump start section where when you come in here, you can just start to connect the things that you already have. So you can connect your Google business profile. If you don't have one, I recommend that you set one up. Also, this will help you connect your Facebook account and all of the pages that you have. Now, with all the updates that happened in Facebook, I think it was April last year, there's no more connections into Facebook groups, but it will connect your business pages so you can see all your incoming messages. If you want to have a chat widget on your website, then you can create a chat widget, and then, you know, those little buttons. Actually, let me just bring up our online website here for you, and you can see down in the left hand side here, this is our little chat widget. So anybody who is visiting your website, they will be able to send you a message. And even if you aren't available, they will put the message in and it will send it through for you, but you can turn it to a live mode. So if you've got somebody there listening for a ping and they're ready to respond, then you can also set up the chat widget in a live mode so that you will be able to chat directly through your website for any website visitors that come in. Now, if you have a business line with WhatsApp, you can also integrate that. I do recommend that you connect your payment gateway. So Stripe is my go-to, but you can also connect PayPal, you can connect Square, and there's a whole list of other payment gateways that are always being added to the system. Now, if you use Yext, so Yext is a platform that allows you to put yourself in lots of different directories all over the internet, and when you're in all of those directories, sometimes it can be really hard if you update something to go to all the different directories to make sure that the same thing has been updated. What Yext actually does, it's a one-stop place where you do your update about your business. So say, for example, you updated your business hours. Going through the internet and remembering all the directories that you had put those in, you would want to actually just do it in one place. So that's what Yext does. If you already have an existing WordPress site, you can also connect WordPress directly in here so that, everything is integrated and works together nicely. And finally, the one down here at the bottom is if you have additional team members, then you can also add them in to help you manage your account. All right, now let me take you just along the top section first before we start then jumping down the left-hand side. But you'll see there's this little learn about Launchpad, right? And as you go through each of the different areas, you'll notice that blue button that says it said Launchpad, now it says Conversations, and you can click and do a little guided tour around each of the sections if you're wanting to learn about what each of them do. And then, if I move to dashboard, you'll notice again that little blue one, hang on, when I turn end tour, there we go. Now it says dashboard. So each of these have those little guided tours for you. The next button along here is our little searchable help. So when you click on the searchable help, you can search for lots of different help articles. So let's say you're brand new and you want to learn how to import your contacts. Click the little search button there, and then you will find how you can import your contacts into the system. As well as that, we have a little news channel here as well of anything that has been updated recently. So if you want to stay up to date with some of the developer drops, this is a good place to also come in here. Now, if you prefer to see this on a larger screen because you're finding this little floating panel is difficult to read, then just go to help.omnisam.com.au. And it is exactly the same as the widget where you can do your searches or you can see the news, but it is in a web browser. So, especially if you're like me, going blind and needing glasses for everything, then this might be a bit more of an easier way for you. All right, now along the top here, you can see any changes that have been happening. I've installed a feed here, and up the very top, you'll have your own little icon there. Because I'm a super admin, I've got a few more buttons than you, but this is where if you wanted to, you can sign out as well. All right, now let's move into, so we started down the left-hand panel. If you see here, we've got the search button. So this search is for you to look for a few different things. You can look for contacts. You can look and see for opportunities, and you can also search for payments so that you can, get to the things you need a little quicker. And if you have a new person who has, is needing to be added to the system, a really quick action is this little person here. You can click and then click add contact, and then you can be on the phone and add in the basic details for that contact. Or you can even book an appointment directly from that. And then if the contact already exists in here, you just search for the contact, and then you can book an appointment nice and quickly here without having to, go find the calendar or go search for the contact. It can be done directly from this quick action. If you're on the phone with somebody and they've had a really awesome time and you want to send them a request to leave you a review, you can select the person here. If they've got a phone number in the system, it will automatically populate there, and you can choose whether to send an SMS, an email, or a WhatsApp review. Again, this is great if you're just finishing a consult or a discovery session or a coaching session, and you would like them to leave you a review, say on Facebook or Facebook or Google or even Trustpilot. They can all be connected through there. And finally, the other quick link is if you're speaking to an opportunity and you want to add them into an opportunity pipeline, and we'll show you where they live in a minute, but you can add them straight into a pipeline, and then you can say what type of lead is it? Are they responding? Have they booked a call? Have you sent the invoice? Are you in negotiation? And a variety of other steps through your sales pipeline, and you can customize that. Once we get to pipelines, I'll show you that as well. So please remember, if you've got any questions, then feel free to drop them in the chat as well. And I see Sarah is asking, we cannot see you in the VOZ. That's because I'm in a breakout room trying to not annoy those people who are popping in, because we are keeping the VOZ in the foyer area. We're not running live streams in there anymore. We are running them in breakout rooms so that when people jump in, they don't get overwhelmed with, like, half the time I'm making a lot of noise. So click on the breakout rooms. If you're a VIP or an elite, click on that breakout room and look for the demo room. It's probably right down the bottom, I believe, inside of the breakout rooms. And come on in. All right, next one. Conversations. Now, you'll spend a lot of time here in conversations. Now, before I explain conversations, I just want to draw your attention now to this section here along the top. So you'll see we've got conversations, and then there's additional buttons. And then if they've got a little arrow on them like this, if they've got a little arrow on them like this, then you will be able to see that there's drop downs. Now, sorry guys, the people in the breakout room are saying there's no breakout rooms. I don't understand why, because I believe I'm in one. Oh, the joys of live streaming. Hang on one moment. I'm going to leave this breakout room and I'm just going to go into the master room. Make sure the breakout rooms are turned on for everybody. Hello, everybody. I have returned. Hello. Why can't you do breakout rooms?
What's the question?
Well, I'm seeing your messages coming in, and I see you're all saying you can't see me, and I'm saying I'm in a breakout room, and Jenny's saying there's no breakout room to click on. Can you see the open breakout room, Sarah?
No.
No. Oh, well, it says it's open. It says all rooms.
It's not just me.
Yeah. All right, hang on. Let me close the rooms again.
Yeah, I don't see any breakout rooms.
Strange. All right, well, I'll just click on open all rooms again. Now can you see breakout rooms? I see why. I did a Jackie. Let me fix that.
Oops.
So if you're on the live stream and you don't know what doing a Jackie is, it has to do with technology. She doesn't always get it right. So that was me being a Jackie. All right. This time, I promise it'll work and I will move to a breakout room. Can we see breakout rooms now?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Hey, hallelujah. All right. I'm heading into the demo room now. All right. Thank you, everybody on the live stream, for hanging on in there while I got all of our people into the right room. There we go. And if you're on the live stream, still feel free to ask questions, guys, because I'm trying my best to monitor the incoming as well. But I had left myself in the main room waiting for a staff member to get in, so they all probably thought I was muted. All right, here we go. So, where were we? Conversations. All right, so here with conversations. So first off, I just said I wanted to draw your attention to this along the top here. As you click through each of the sections, like I showed you before, this little tutorial button pops up and changes. But also, this bar along the top also gives you additional menus in most sections as you go through. So a lot of the time, if I'm directing you around inside of the software, I will say in the left-hand panel, click on Conversations, then go to, say, Manual Actions, for example. So conversations, this one here has 3 main panels inside of the conversation. Now, being that this is a demo account, I don't have any conversations in here, but what you will get down here is the list of the contacts that are having conversations. But it will also show you if you are, what's the word? Oh, if you're speaking to them via an email, if you're speaking to them via WhatsApp, Facebook, you can link multiple Facebook accounts. So if you've got different Facebook accounts in lots of places, text message, they will all show up as contacts with a little picture on them saying what method they're speaking to you in. Now, in the middle here, this is where the conversation thread is. So you will see anything that you send them and anything they send you, and it will also show you whether it's an email, a text message, a WhatsApp, a Facebook message. And then down the very bottom, there's an option for you to choose how you want to reply so that you can reply back in the same way they contacted you. So whether it's SMS, Facebook, or WhatsApp, all right, so that'll all show down there. So that's what you'll see through the conversations window. And then over in the far panel, when you select a contact, in this one, you'll select the contact. Here you'll see the conversation, and here you will see the contact's information. So you'll see a lot of the fields like name, phone number, website, and any other relevant information that you have on that contact. The next one here is a dashboard. So you can set up lots of different sexy numbers to track. So it comes with a sort of standard layout here for you, but you can create your own widgets to be able to track literally anything you want. And not only can you create additional dashboards and as many different sexy numbers for you to look at, then also what you can do is you can now customize them. So you can come in here and you can move your little widgets around and put them wherever you like. You can add any type of widget that you like to track anything that you want. So for example, if I wanted to see how many opened opportunities I have, and then I want to see them in a number, in a a pie chart in a line, bar, horizontal or table. You can then filter even further if you want to. And then when you click save, it'll open that widget for you. And then another cool thing that they've done is, where is it? Oh, I've got to save first, and you can rename your dashboards up here as well. But what's available now is, let me find, where is it hiding? There's a section, maybe I haven't turned it on in this account. Let me just swap. I can swap to this one just quickly. And then I'll come back to the demo. Oh, no, I've got multiple dashboards in here. What I'm looking for, there was a customized thing where you can change all your colors. I heard that it's available to be able to do that now. Anyway, it's just, I was going to show you how to change colors. There definitely is a way. I will have to double check that one. So let me just go back to the demo account because I've got to be really careful I don't share any personal information. All right, here we go. Okay. Okay, so everyone's still having problems seeing the demo room. I don't know why. Have a look at the top. Scroll. There's many rooms. I don't know why, because Jenny made her way in here, but I pushed you in, Bridget, when I saw your message. All right, the next one is the calendar. So here inside your calendar, right, there's a few different things that you do. Here is where you will be able to see your calendar, but any of your user calendars as well, right? So we have multiple calendars inside of our account. If I just switch back to OmniSAM, you'll see in our account, all the team have their own calendars. So I can turn on and say, I just want to see what Jackie's up to today. Let's find Jackie here. I can turn that on and we can see all of the things that Jackie has in her calendar. Jackie, you need to clean up your calendar, love. So that's another thing. Also, here it shows you any calendars that you have created for appointments. And if you want to see who's booked in for those appointments, you can click the button and it will display any of the appointments that you've got. So you can see we've got 3 demo appointments on today, right? So, yesterday. So you can see whatever appointments you have there. Then here is where you can navigate, as you know, through months. You can look at the daily view. You could also look at the weekly view and the monthly view. And also in calendars, of course, you need to create appointments. So, you want to see what your upcoming appointments are. So when you click on here, rather than seeing them in a calendar, you're going to see them in a list view, right? And you can come straight in here to update the calendars, whether they showed, no showed, cancel, or if it was an incorrect appointment. Okay. It also highlights if it's a rescheduled appointment for you. And if you need to edit that calendar appointment at all, you just click on those little dots there. And then if we come on over here to customize, you can also set up lots of different customizations if you prefer different views for your calendar. This is really helpful if you've got multiple people on a sales call. Then you will be able to, filter by an individual who's taking the call, for example. Now, across the top again, we've got calendar settings. So this will switch us over into the settings area. Now, if you remember, I said when you're in settings, you can see that go back button at the top. So even though you didn't click to get to settings, you click settings within the main calendar area way back here. When you click on settings, this is something I see quite often. People are like, oh, but where's that button gone? They don't realize they've been moved into the settings menu because there's two menus on the left-hand side. If you see go back, it means you're in the settings area. But here inside of settings, this is where you can set up all your different types of calendar appointments. As you can see, we're in the process of setting up lots of different appointments more for tracking purposes. You do not need to be this complicated. Just have one for paid and one for free is what I recommend, so you can track at least your paid appointments and your free discovery appointments. Now, in the middle here, you can see the word that says group. Here is different types of groups. It's just a way to group all types of appointments together, and you can set up your groups here. So in our business, we have experts, right? So if anyone wants an appointment with an expert, they can do so through the variety of expert calendars, staff leadership appointments, service appointments for those people who are done for you, different types of discovery sessions that we have. So we've got one with Jackie, we've got one with me, and we've got one with Jackie and I together. And then user calls. So these are a variety of calls that we have now. Like I said, please, you don't need to get this complicated. But what we use this for is for our 30-day check-in, our 60-day, our 90-day, just so that we can track if people are actually booking those appointments. Now, if you're somebody who runs a service-based business that relies on appointments, for a good example of this would be a beautician or a hairdresser, and you want to create different types of services, this is where you would do it. So let's say waxing is a type of service, right? And then you pop your description in here, the main menu for waxing, right? Slug is already taken. I'm just going to throw some random numbers on the end, right? And then you can just leave all of this here. But once you get to the next screen, when it'll take you to service types. So here is where you could create a variety of different services so that people can book, say, a leg wax or a eyebrow wax or a underarm wax. So you can have a different selections of services in here. All right. So that's calendars. So if you've been using Acuity, Calendly, any of those types of things, there is no more need for that because it all happens here inside of OmniSAM, and you can also collect payments directly inside of calendars. When you're creating calendars as well, there's a variety of different types of calendars. Let me just go to settings and show you the different types of calendars. So we've got personal booking. So that's just a one-on-one with one person. A round robin, this is great for sales teams. So if you've got multiple people doing the same types of appointments, they can go into a round robin. This is what we use for our onboarding calls. If you have a group class, so one person hosting a class with multiple people being able to book. So this is great if you're, say, in network marketing and you are in a running opportunity events, for example, or if you are running a group training. This is a good one for classes. And a collective booking, this is what Jackie and I use when somebody wants to meet with both of us at the same time. It compares both of our calendars and only shows them the appointments that we're both free at the same time. That's so helpful for us because Otherwise, your email tag, not just between 1 or 2 people, it's like 3 of us or even more if you have more people. Now, there's some additional appointments down here. This one is an events appointment. This is more for those, as it says down here, conferences and public seminars and expos. And then the service appointment, which was what we were looking at before, where you've got lots of different types of appointments. For example, the waxing example that I gave you there as well. And again, with all of those, you can choose to collect money or not. All right, let's move down to the next section. So this is your contacts area. Now, before I go there, I really have to go to the demo account for this one. Let me just swap on over there. And then in contacts, these are all fake contacts, but here in contacts, this is like your CRM so that you can manage who are your leads. So let's click on one of the contact records and you'll see, similar to the conversations panel, you have 3 different panels, okay? So the first panel over here, this is all the fields, okay? Custom fields or contact fields. And there's contacts under general information. There's a lot of fields in there. And it always defaults to contact field being opened. So what I tend to do, as soon as I click on contacts, I just kind of close all of these up so that I don't have to scroll for days to get to anything. But you'll see you can also add in any type of field that you want as well, and that can be done under settings and then go to custom fields, and then you can create any type of field that you like. As well as that, here you add any tags, and if you're part of our community, we teach the OmniSAM or the Omni tag way, which is how we tag, but this is where we do that. Here is where you can add that contact to any workflows or automations that you've got set up, or if they're sitting in a workflow, you can see which workflows are active. So if I pretend to add this contact to a workflow to say, request a review, I can click add here, and then you will see here that that person has gone into the request a review workflow. Also, any communications that happen with that contact, that will all show up in this center area here. So whether at the moment this one has only got email, but if you've spoken to them via SMS, WhatsApp, Facebook, there'll be additional buttons along here. And when you click on them, it will allow you to reply in any of those communication channels, which is so good when, say, somebody just always communicates, say, in WhatsApp, you get to communicate to them in the way that they prefer to communicate. So you get better results as well by doing that. And if you don't want them in the workflow, say they've opted in or they've purchased something and they're still in the sales emails trying to get them to buy or book an appointment and they've already done so and something's broken or hasn't pulled them out, you can just come straight into their record, see what workflow they're in, and if it's the one you don't want them in, all you have to do is click the little X button and it will remove them from receiving any more of the workflow emails. And then that little other image next to, so if you can see this little image here, when you click on that, it will open in a moment and I'll show you. But it will take you to the log of all of the steps that that person has done in that particular workflow. So you can see I added them, it executed the thing, and then it removed them once it sent them the request. So if you want to see all the steps that that individual person has done in the workflow, that's the way to do it. All right, now the other thing here is opportunities. So this is your pipelines, and we're moving into pipelines in a minute, but this is where you can track where they are in the sales process. If you have got courses that you sell, you can click here and you can just grant a course to someone directly on their file. And if they have access to any courses or communities, this is where you will also see. So you can grant them here, but then under there, you will end up seeing a list of courses once they've been granted that they have access to. And again, you can grant a community, and once they're granted, you will see a list of communities that they're a part of. Now, finally, down the bottom here, this means do not disturb. So if somebody gets an email and they click that unsubscribe button at the bottom, and all of the emails that do come out of OmniSAM all automatically have that unsubscribe button on it for spam compliance. And if they click that button, it will automatically mark them as do not disturb, which means they've been unsubscribed from the email list. If they do reply, we've got an automation set back up. So if they start communicating again with you and reply to an email or send you an email, it will automatically remove them from Do Not Disturb, which is such a great feature, because in the old software that I used to use, it was such a headache trying to get somebody back onto the list after they'd unsubscribed. Now, if you've got your text messages hooked up, if they send the word stop, right, that will automatically unsubscribe them there. And if they request not to call them or leave voicemails, then you can do that as well. And again, if you don't want them to make inbound calls to you and to your CRM phone number, you can unsubscribe them there. So just like the conversations window, that's exactly what this is here, right? So what you see here is exactly the same as what you would see in here when I've actually got conversations happening. Now with that, like I said, you're able to have, and I don't think I've got anything that shows because this is a demo account with SMS and that in it, but you can see the variety of different channels that they like to communicate with. Now on the far, let me just go back into another contact that might have more info like this one. So as I said, we'll just recap. This one is the contact's actual personal information. You can skip through each contact here if you want to as well. Here is where all the conversations happen, whether it's email, SMS. And then finally, over here on this side, let me just fix that. Why is it squished? There we go. Minus. There we go. Okay, so over here, any activity will show up here. So if they've clicked on links, that'll show here. If they've visited landing pages from links, it'll show you the landing pages that they've been through as well. If you need to follow up or create a task to do, here is where you can create a direct task. So, you could say call back with more info, add a description here, set your due date, if it's reoccurring, who's the one in charge of this task, and it automatically links to that contact, and click save. And now you've got yourself a to-do list. I will say I've heard there's some really cool things coming with respect to tasks. Lots of developer updates are coming through that I think OmniSAM is starting to maybe get a lot of project management stuff. So think Asana, think Monday, think Basecamp, right? I'm really excited to start to hear, and the more we use it And the more we use tasks and the more feedback I can give the developers, and if we can get everyone saying, yes, we really want you to spend more time in this area, the more likely they're going to give that time. Because, there's only a limited amount of time and we've got to delegate where the developers spend their time. So I really want to see a contact, like an Asana, more project management, because you've heard me say before, there's still a few pieces of software you need. It's not everything all in one. You're still going to need Canva to make designs. And if you are running something with a lot of fulfillment needs, project management, you're still going to need like Asana or Basecamp. But fingers crossed, who knows? It could be not too far away. So we'll keep you updated on that. Now, also in the contacts record, this is very important. This is something that is a must in our business. And, actually I worked for the government for quite a while in a place called Centrelink. So Centrelink is like, I would say, maybe it's called Social Security in America, where you get payments from the government if you don't have money or if you've got a disability or, you've got kids. Literally everyone gets some kind of payment from the government here in Australia. But one thing they taught me was if you open a file, you cannot leave the file until you leave a note. So if you have a conversation with somebody, you must always leave a note. And the thing with working at Centrelink is there's like little tracking that they could tell if you'd been into the file, right? They'd leave your little tracking code. And if you hadn't left a note, you'd be in trouble, right? So I would recommend that you always it's a really good practice to get in. If you've spoken to someone, take 5 minutes at the end of the call and add a note. And it's really simple. You just click the button, you could say like had meeting, and then normally I kind of do a recap of the meeting in my notes if it's a meeting, and then I do next steps and a to-do list for myself and for the other person, right? So that's generally what I do. Now, another thing you can do in notes, which I find is really handy, look, lots of hot tips that are off topic here, is if you're using AI in Zoom to recap your meetings, copy and paste that straight onto the customer's file. I use Fathom for a lot of work. So it helps to generate to-do lists after the meeting. And it's not always right. I don't trust it. I still read it and change things, but it's so much easier than remembering everything. Now here we can book appointments and see appointments. So if you've got upcoming appointments or you want to see what appointments have been, and if they've been a no-show, this is a good indicator too. If you've had 3 or 4 no-shows from a client, I would start thinking, they're just wasting your time, and it's good to see that in here. The next one is any payments that you have received from the person. Now, this is any internal payments. If you've sent payments, contracts and things out in here as well, and anything that's come in. So it will show all of these here. Sorry, this is documents. Why did I say payments? Maybe because I clicked on that button. But documents. So we'll get to the documents area. Think DocuSign, right? Think HelloSign. You can create your own documents inside of OmniSAM. And in those documents, so I can hear Zoom. I better get in on my phone, and I don't need to be in there right now. Sorry, it's just there. Jackie's looking after him. Okay, so yeah, think DocuSign, and I'll show you those soon. But the documents is awesome. But also in the documents, you can do things like add checkouts, proposals, quotes, payment buttons, all in a single document. The documents are coming ahead leaps and bounds. Then the payments. So here is where you'll see all of your transactions, any subscriptions that they're in, so memberships, if you've sent out any invoices and any estimates, they're the ones that go out before they accept the invoice. And they'll also show you the status. So if you're still waiting for confirmation, if it's been paid, if it's been approved, also what your next subscriptions are. And associations, this is a really cool area that, like, it came in, I think, towards the end of last year. It is custom objects. So a really good thing to think about this is, say you are in the health field and you're dealing with mum, but mum has different kids, right? So you can associate the kids' files with the mum or the husband's file. Or another example is, say you're in real estate. You've got the customers who are buying the real estate, but then you've got your house listings, right? So you could set up a house listing for as a custom object, and then you can associate the house listings to the ones that that customer's interested in. Or like me, we've got investment properties, right? All of our investment properties could be linked to us, right? Or if you're in a car dealership, you've got different types of cars. So you could have the owner of the car and then, you know, the make, the model. You could also, on that car, which is a custom objects, it could be all of the different services that they've had, or the things and products that have been purchased for the car. Honestly, this is something huge that, you know, HubSpot does well, but we do well now. So custom objects was it was a big hallelujah moment when they became available in the software, because now we can associate different custom objects with contact files. So next, along the top here, you'll see a few other things. So smart lists. Say, for example, I was going to create a filter. Okay, so if I create a filter over here, and let's say I only want people where an email is not empty, or hang on, is not empty. Okay, and I want people with a company name on their file is not empty, and apply, right? And then you click this button at the bottom that says Save Smart List. And then you can say, you know, companies, and click Save. And then along the top, you'll start to see a creation of all these smart lists. So examples that we have for smart lists are registrants for our upcoming webinar, right? Or you could have people who have booked an appointment. We also filter by customer type. So we've got 3 major customer types. We've got the software users, we've got the elite members, and we've got the done for you clients. So you can create custom lists there. Here is just a direct link to be able to look at all of your upcoming tasks. Here is where you can add companies, and this is a little bit like custom objects, right? Because say you've got a company and the company's name is OmniSAM, right? And in the company, they have this personal information about the actual company, but then you can associate the company with contacts. So we can say, you know, Sally works at this company, and also Jackie works at this company. Oh, she's not even in there in the test account. Let's try a BR. Brittany, because I've got Bridget in the room. I thought I'd try a BR. So now under companies, if you've got different people working in the company, we can see those, and also, you know, their roles as well. And here is where you can come in and individually edit and manage your smart lists. Now, with your smart lists as well, when you create them, especially if you've got a team, some things the team may not need to see. So, for example, accounts payable, so people who have outstanding bills, the accounts payable team needs to see that, but the people that are scheduling our social media, they don't need to see that smart list, right? So you can create your own smart lists in your own login, and it can be just for you, right? So you don't click make global when doing that. All right, so that's contacts. Now, along the top here we've looked inside of the contact record, but also I just want you to have a little look along here, and when you hover your mouse over the top of each of these widgets, they do different things. So this one is to just add a contact, which is also, as we said here, is also a quick link this way. Or if you're already in the contact area, you just click that one. This one is if you want to change the pipeline that the person is in. This is if you want to add somebody to an automation workflow. So for example, say they are... you want to add them to the review request. You could just totally do that here. A lot of the time I do that is a promo workflow. So say, for example, I have a smart list here of people who have engaged with my content in the last 90 days so that I'm not emailing people that aren't interested and I'm keeping my list healthy. And then I've got a promotion for an upcoming event. I would use my smart list to find my most active people. I would click on add to automation, and then there is no automations in here, but then I've got to select a person. That would probably help. Click add to automation, and then it says, do you want to move all these people? You say yes, and then you choose what you want to add them to. So you can either add them to a workflow, right, which is under under automation, or you can add them to a campaign, which lives under marketing. And I'll show you those when we get there. Now, anytime you do a bulk update or you're adding something like that, you're also got to put in an action. Now, what this action is just if we're looking back through the activity log, we know why you've done the thing. So we could say added to, say, the list growth made easy promotion. Promo. Like that, and you just say add to automation. I've got to actually click something though, or it won't add to anything. So I'm just messing around here in the demo account, but yes, that's how you would get them into an automation. Now, the next one along here is SMS. Pretty much self-explanatory. When you click on that, whoever you've selected down here, you can send an SMS to, send an email, add a tag, take off a tag, delete the contact, send a review request. Now, here is where you export your contacts. So you need to have selected contacts to export. And if you want to import contacts from a spreadsheet, you can do that there. Now, email verification, we turn this on for everybody, but what it does is every time an email comes in, what it does is this not verified, this verified button checks if it's a real life email address. This helps protect your sending domain, right? So that you end up in the inbox and less likely to hit spam. And anybody who isn't verified, or it can also recognize invalid, which, sometimes we get that where somebody's put in their email address and they've just forgotten a letter or mixed up the letters, right? And when it verifies, I didn't save it. Let me save the file first. And it says, this is not a valid address, right? So, but then if I do this, which is a valid address, let me just save the file. And now I click verify. This address doesn't even exist, right? So this is a great way to catch, spam bots and things like that too. So it won't send emails to that contact. All right, back to contacts, and we're nearly done along the top here. So we did the email verification. Next is just to get straight into edit company. Here is to send a bulk WhatsApp message. And if you have multiple contacts, so say, for example, you end up with 2 contacts because one contact, they put in the wrong email address and you need to merge the files, or maybe they've used multiple, I know I do, I've got a spam email and a business email and a private email, and you want to just merge them all together. So there we go, that's contacts. Opportunities. This one is management of your leads. So when you join with us, we give you a basic setup for your lead. So we give you a new lead responded. If they've booked a call, no show or cancelled. If they've booked a demo, no show and cancelled. If you've set the contract, if you're now in negotiations, if they decided not to buy, if they bought, then when they leave a review, if they cancel, or you just want to put them into a long-term nurture because they're not ready yet, or if they're just a totally bad fit. Now, this is a very good pipeline, but also you can customize this pipeline. So say, for example, you don't have an intro call and a demo call. You can just come up here to pipelines and you can edit them. Okay, you can put in anything that you need. And also over here, if you want them to show on the dashboard, that's what these little buttons are here. And you can choose what type, whether it's a funnel chart or a pie chart. Or if you don't want it, you can just click delete and get rid of that section. So we've got a few different pipelines. Here's a few examples that you might want to track. So just your normal sales pipeline. So the one that I showed you here, this is what's called a sales pipeline from new lead, right through to a sale and a review. Another one is customers. So if you've got an onboarding process, maybe you've we certain deadline at 30 days and 90 days, or you need to follow them up, right? You can have a pipeline showing where they're at. We have a pipeline for events. So people who register for an event, who actually attend the event, who start talking to their success coach, who then book an appointment, right? So we have one for events. So you can make as many of those as you like. There's loads of training that I do and also teach on sales pipeline or opportunity pipeline management. And if this is something you want more training on, please make sure you let us know. The more you request certain things, the more likely we are that we'll run that training. Now, I love pipelines because if I just jump to the example one with people as well, here you can start to kind of see where people are at. You can move them around inside the pipeline. Also, when you move them to different areas, it could trigger different things as well, which you can set up in workflows. All right. And then finally, in the last section of this top area is money, money, money. All right. This is pretty cool. The money area has lots of different things available for you across the top. So let's begin with invoices and estimates. So here is where you'll be able to view all of your invoices. If somebody has a reoccurring invoice, so say you send them an invoice that they have to pay themselves every month, right? Or every quarter. That would be a reoccurring invoice. Now, I can't set anything up in here because I don't have a payment gateway set up. You can also design templates. This is great if you're sending out contracts, right? Or say your quotes or your estimates or proposals. Estimates to me, I generally refer to them as proposals. I should probably change the verbiage, but that's what an estimate is. And then once they accept it, it would move to an invoice. But templates are going to allow you to, put in your headers, your footers. You can also insert, I wonder if it's going to let me do it. without a payment gateway. So say it starts over here and this is an invoice template that we're building, all right? And we can say this is an invoice template. Then under here, you can add your business information in here. Like I could put in our website, www.omnisam.com.au, drag in my logo. Don't know if I've got a logo in here. Let's just see what's hanging around. Let's pretend it's this one. So you could drag in your logo, your address, and now that shows up inside your invoice. If you've got products, right, so you could come in here and let's say, you know, we want this t-shirt and then we want this one and what else do we want? We want this 30-ounce steel water bottle. So you can add all of your products in there. If you've got any special discounts, you can add them in there or give a custom discount. So let's just give them a 28% discount. And then under optional information, this is where you can write your payment terms. Right, so in here, I usually say something along the lines of, you know, thank you very much for choosing OmniSAM and trusting us to help you take care of your customers. And also, if I want them to pay into my bank account, I would put my bank account information or my Wise account. And also, if you want to attach any additional things to the file. So, for example, if you're in network marketing and you're sending out or you're doing a reoccurring invoice for the same product every month, maybe that same product comes with an instruction manual and you could attach the instruction manual for the product in that reoccurring invoice. So when I was in the beauty industry in network marketing, some of the products that they buy, you know they're going to run out in a set amount of time. And you ask them, would you like a reminder invoice to refill every month? Right? And yeah, sure, I've got to collect the money directly instead of them going to the website. But that also, it's ready to go for them to just click the button and pay, right? That's one thing I love about reoccurring invoices. All right, so that's a way that you can set up invoices and templates and estimates. Now think DocuSign. This is where we're heading now. So here inside of documents, you can set up any document that you like. So we have PDFs that we have for contracts. So let me just go and grab just a old contract from somewhere. Let's see what I've got here. All right, so let's just, I don't really want to use a real one. Let's not use a real one. All right, this is not an, all right, let me just go to downloads and see if I can see a PDF in here. All right, so here is just a proposal that I got from somebody. So you can see now I'm uploading the PDF and, you know, this whole money section, this is all opened from the digital plan up, or no, from the service plan up that you can get with us. And if you're interested in learning more about our plans, just head to omnisam.com.au/plans. I'll just pop it in the chat here for everybody on the live stream if you want to see the variety of plans that we've got. So here we've got a proposal, right? And if you want to set signing, so let's say we want Tabitha to sign, right? And let's say we also want me to sign and then Tabitha's business partner, Eugene, to sign. So now we've set up who we need to sign the document. I'm just going to go down the bottom. And let's say there is a signature area here. Then all you need to do for each of these people, is we start to bring in for here where we want these people to sign. So the plus button, that's what I'm looking for. So here, this is where we'll bring in those signature boxes and we can choose who we want in this box. And then let's bring in another box. for the next person, and then you choose. And of course, in your template, it'll be much prettier than this. And then it'll also send it in the sign order. So, for example, when I get an email from our accountant, it goes to Danny first, it goes to me, then it goes back to the accountant. Once the accountant's signed, it then sends a copy to everybody. So if you are in bookkeeping, that's a great thing, right? Because I know as bookkeepers, you're always sending out contracts all the time. Now, as well as importing a PDF like we did here, which is, unable to edit, what you can also do is you can create a blank document and you can just start building out your own document with all of these sections, right? And you could start with a blank document and you could add a table into your document. You can add even a product list into your document, right? So let's just get rid of some of these. So this is where we can attach the products directly in a quote. So you could build it here under documents and then enable, I don't have a payment gateway, but enable payments. So when you turn on payments and send that document, they can pay direct from the document. So the use cases for what you can do in here is really limitless now. It really does a lot of things, your document. So, what you would normally pay for DocuSign and get this type of stuff is pretty awesome. All right. So we're still working through the money area once we get out of documents. Then we've got orders. So orders are those that have come in, but also say somebody starts adding things to their checkout, then they start filling in their information, and then they do not submit the button to buy. You can see a list of your abandoned carts, and we can automate off the back end of that. Oh, look at all these things in your cart. We see you didn't finish your purchase. Click the button here and you can proceed. The subscription, this is to set up. This is to see all of your active and cancelled subscriptions, so reoccurring payments. You can create subscriptions directly in here if you want to. So say you want to send a subscription for people to, say, your membership site, right? Say you've got a membership product. That will show up, but of course it's not because I don't have any products. Payment links. So here is where you can create just a generic, maybe a one-use only payment link, or a really simple way for people to, you just send them a link and they can make a payment. When you're creating payment links as well, once you've created those payment links, you can also turn them into QR codes so they can scan and pay. So this is where, we can set up special little links there. Transactions is where you see all of your ingoing and outgoing transactions. Products is where we then build out all your products. So you can see here under product examples, we've got this unisex t-shirt that we have. These are all the variables of the unisex t-shirt. So you've got different sizes. Then other variables you could have is colors, right? So all your variants, you can build out different colors, different sizes. You can have the the recommended retail price and the sale price. You can also add inventory tracking as well into your products. Now, these products don't have to be for physical things either. You can create a product for selling a course, right? So if you were going to sell a course, you would say, we'd call this, say, a membership is the product to purchase the membership. You would describe the membership, and then down the bottom, you would pop your prices in, add a descriptor, and also, is it in this section here? Price, label, product selection, it's hard to say because I don't have any products in this demo account. And then once this is all set up and you've turned on this include in store button, if you have a store created, it's going to look like this. Let me show you our OmniSAM store. So if you go to omnisam.com.au and go to store, you'll see here in our store, I've got some popular solutions at the top. It lists all our products here. Now, if I click on one of these, the description and the images that you add into this product when you were building the product, that all shows like this inside of the product. So if you look here where it says name, that is this name. If I go back, I think I've got a couple that have got a variety of pictures. No. Maybe it's these ones. No. There is some that has a variety of different pictures, but if you've got multiple pictures, they will show up along there for the pictures area. The label, this is if you want it to say like sale or featured or ending soon, and you can have a start and end, and it's just a little label that shows in the top left hand side of it. This is where you group collections together. So an example of a grouped collection, if I was to come back here, oops, not that one. Let's go back to the store. So a grouped collection would be something like this. So all of our OmniSAM plans. So these are all the different plans that you can get with the software. So that's a collection, right? And thinking e-commerce, you could think dresses and then pants and then jewelry, right? Could be a collection as well in your online store. So that is where you set up the products that's connected to your payment gateway. If you are with Shopify, we have an easy import option here that if you want to move from Shopify and bring everything over into OmniSAM, we can import all your products. Or if you've got a heap of products already set up in Stripe, you can do that there. Also under money, you can set up coupons. So discount code coupons, you can set expiry dates, you can set limits as well, or you can just do one-off coupons as well. Now this is getting sort of into the deeper settings of money. So what do you want your receipts to look like? What words do you use the word receipt? Here in Australia, we generally use we have receipt and invoice. If you've got any special taxes, so if you're not in America, then you will want to come here and set up your country taxes. So for us, we would do like taxes included in the price. So if you choose yes, that means it's not the price, then tax, and then total. It's the total, and then it shows tax within the price. And if you click no, say for example the product was $100, it would then show plus 10 for tax equals 110. Now the way in which we do this is we add a tax rate, and I just call it GST 10% because that's what we have here in Australia, right? And then I would put in our tax number and just a description of that. So let's just pretend this is our ABN number and then click add. Now when you're setting up a product, you will choose your tax as this, and this 10% will automatically be calculated based upon what you've chosen up here. All right, so you can choose to automatically enable that on all of your invoices, but also what we do is, and then of course assign it to what type. So ours is a SaaS, service-based software. But also what it will do is, I'm not doing terms and conditions now, it will look at the country, and this is great for us here in Australia. If somebody's in America, they don't need to see GST because we don't charge them tax. And if somebody buys in Australia, it automatically shows up. Now, here also under settings, you can set up automated abandoned cart. So if you want to automatically email them, abandoned cart. If you want them to automatically get an email from the store when they confirm their order. Also shipping. So if you are actually in charge of shipping, you can add in all different types of shipping zones that you have. So for example, we have Australia. Oh, if I can spell it correctly. And then you would choose Australia. Right, and in Australia, what states are you happy to send to? Right, so you can choose the place and then you can start to put in all the different carrier rates. So depending on location or carrier or product, or also maybe you just want a flat rate, $9.95 for everyone, no matter what. So there's lots of ways of setting that up. Also, you can set up based on item and size. So when you're setting up your variants and your products, you would be putting in the item size and then it can automatically calculate your shipping rate for you. And then just all of the standard business information that the product is coming from. Now, the last one here under money is all your integrations. So these are all the different payment gateways that you can connect, and there are more that will be coming soon. So you can say, look, oh my goodness, how many have been added? So it was only about 3 or 4 months ago that the developers wrote some code that they left that other developers can get in and access, even outside of OmniSAM, and add any payment gateways. But what it's done is it has allowed us to link to many payment gateways. So before, when I first started, there were only like these top 4. Square came, but now look at all of these different payment gateways that you can connect to. And there's more coming all the time. Razorpay, that's great for India. I hear that one a lot. So there we go. So you can connect all of those at your leisure. So there we go. This is the top section of your main menu. So just to recap, the main components is you have the conversations panel to speak with people and see the file, dashboard to track all your sexy numbers, calendars, so say goodbye to Calendly and say goodbye to Acuity, contacts, so your CRM, say goodbye to MailChimp and, you know, all the places that you would normally try to create and manage contact records, opportunity pipelines, so that could be like Trello and whatever other, like Asana, wherever you're managing your opportunities right now, and connecting all the payment gateways, say goodbye to, you know, DocuSign and HelloSign, and, you know, even like all your courses and everything can be in here for your e-com stores. Now we move into marketing. So all of these things are really marketing and sales and sort of the front end user area. So just to quickly go over this, and in next week, I will spend a bit more time in this bottom section because we spent a lot of time up here today. But I'm just going to quickly go through this area. And then, like I said, next week, I'll do this in more detail for you. But under marketing, all of these next sections you're going to see there's a massive amount of things inside of them. So marketing, you'll find your social planner. Here you can connect lots and lots and lots of different social media platforms. So you can see here I've connected a couple, but if I click this add new account, you can connect multiple Facebook accounts, multiple Instagram accounts, your Google business profile, multiple LinkedIn accounts. TikTok is going away. So just ignore that. X has disappeared. Well, who knows about TikTok actually with everything that's happening in the world right now? It just might be back, but by the sounds of it, my husband said maybe only for 70 days. So we'll see. YouTube, you can connect multiple YouTube accounts. You can also connect multiple Pinterest accounts. And if you build your own membership site, then you can schedule posts in your membership. Now, if you are not yet part of our membership, then head to OmniSAM. Let me double check it. omnisam.com.au, GSD by OmniSAM. Did I set up a pretty link? No, I did not. Let's see. Otherwise, I'll get the long link for you. No, it's not there. All right, let me get the long link for you. And I'll pop it in the chat. But if you're not part of our members area yet, please come over and join us. This members community has lots and lots of things. We've got, your welcome area, lots of community chat. If you go under the about area, you'll see that you get access to different levels of this community depending on your level of access as well. I'm partway through setting up this community, but you'll see, open to all. There's a users section and elite members are done for you. And when you hit certain levels, these will also unlock for you as well. So yeah, I've still partway through finishing it, but please feel free to click that button and come on over and join us inside our private community. And then, I can schedule posts, right? So, for example, Monday motivation and Friday follow-up, just things like that to keep people motivated. As well as your social planner, and being able to schedule posts, being able to look at how your posts are performing. You've also got emails. Now, under emails, you've got campaigns and you've also got workflows. So remember back in contacts where we spoke about adding people in the automations, right? There was one for workflows and then there was one for campaigns. This is where they would add them into a campaign. So the next one along in emails is your templates. So if you join us, part of your onboarding, a lot of you will end up getting a copy, like we've got 2 years of niche specific emails already prepared for you, written by our copywriter. And then your audience is getting an email every week, right? And then here is where you can check your performance of how your emails are performing, what your top performing emails are. You know me, I love my sexy numbers. So I spend a bit of time in there as well. And then this is probably a bad account to do because none of these have been sent out. But things that you can also do here is you can resend an email that's already been sent and just change the subject line to see if you get a better open rate. And that'll only go to those people who did not open. All right, so snippets, we'll come back to that one. Countdown timers. So this is fabulous. So many different ways to use countdown timers. You can use them in evergreen, webinars, live events, on your sales pages, in your emails even. You can put countdown timers now, and they can even be person specific. So say, for example, you sent an email that says this offer is available for 12 hours, and that 12 hours countdown starts from the moment that email opens. When they click the button to go to the sales page, if you've also put the countdown timer there, it will show them the countdown timer. Now, if they come back and it's been 6 hours, it'll still show 6 hours. Now, say somebody else opens the email now, it starts at 12 for them. So that's really a great way to be consistent with your promotions and also authentic. Not saying something's going away and it's not going away. Trigger links. So these are links that you can set up to trigger different events, to track people, to also we use it to track how hot a lead is. If you want to set up an affiliate for selling your products, the affiliate area is awesome. I use it for products, but we also have it for our sales of our software. I have to use a different system for that. But anything that you create as a product here, you can attach, and then you can track how your affiliates are doing. This is where you'll set up your brand board, so colors, typography, and logos. If you want to connect Ads Manager, now I was speaking to a friend who's actually doing this right now, and she's loving it. Excuse me. So that's something that you can think about doing. You can actually build and create all of your Facebook ads all inside of OmniSAM without having to go into the actual Facebook ad account itself. And prospecting. So prospecting, these are apps that you can subscribe to where you can put in information about who you're looking for and it will pull data. So this is like if you want to do cold calls to people who you think might be interested in your product, this is a great way to find a goldmine of leads. All right, so that's marketing. So marketing, the way I always think of marketing is it's like you're knocking on someone's door, right? Marketing is about that first step in the funnel. Now, after they've done something with all of these things, right, then it triggers an automation. So these are all going to be fixed in regards to the automation names here. But say, for example, a new lead comes in, then what? Well, we've got to send an email. We've got to send follow-ups. We've got to let the team know, right? What if somebody unsubscribes and resubscribes? So we've built a lot of your automation workflows, and I'll do more of this in next week's. Like I said, I'll spend more time down here. If a workflow breaks, you'll see here, any deleted ones, and you can also create smart lists for your workflows as well if you need to. Now, we've also got Content AI. So if you need help with social media planning, writing a blog post, creating a funnel, designing a website, writing an email, if you subscribe to our AI will help you. Now, this is unlimited, right? So you can do as much as you like, but it will help you with so many things. And it'll say, like, if you think about what your time is worth and the amount of time you will save using AI to help you, it's amazing. And it's more than just, if you're on this AI plan, it is more than just texts and messages, right? We've also got voice AI. So say, for example, you get lots of phone calls coming in. You can train a voice AI to answer the call, find out what they're after, and then either refer them to a human or book the appointment. And it also helps with spam callers. You know, those people that just ring you at all the times, and it's like it waits 3 seconds. You can tell they're over in India, somewhere like that, trying to sell you something from a company that's in your country. They'll help block all of those as well. Campaigns, that doesn't exist anymore because it all works down here under workflows. Triggers, this does not work either anymore because when the software first started, there wasn't all of the trigger tags that we have at the top of workflow. So both of these were needed back then. These are just legacy buttons. So just ignore them. Okay. They're not needed anymore. One day, hopefully, there's many more important things for the developers to be doing, but just ignore those buttons. And then if you set up any global workflows that are shareable across multiple accounts, or you can do that in there as well. Okay, so workflows, this is the beating heart of your team in a box. Right? This is where all the automation happens. And I'm definitely spending a lot more time in here next week. Sites. So the way you should think of sites is the things that the customers see. Okay, this is probably the best way that I can explain what's under sites. Funnels. Funnels are landing pages that the customer sees. So if you were to go to omnisam.com.au, that is a landing page in a funnel. If you're giving away a lead magnet, that's a funnel. So it could be a opt-in page, a thank you page, and a calendar booking page. If you're doing a self-liquidating offer, it could be a $24 offer to an upsell page, to a book a call page. Maybe you're doing a webinar. Again, that could be a funnel. And actually, we've got a whole webinar section in here now. But it's the stuff the client sees or the prospect sees. It's the website, okay? All it is when we put it in a funnel, it's because we're trying to funnel people through a particular flow for getting them from cold lead to warm lead to prospect to sale. The next section is websites, and websites and stores actually both work together. So you would build a new website in here, and if you want to have an online store, you can then connect the store and you will see that the same website, so you've got this website here, but it says the word store on it. And when you go back here, you have this website here with the word store on it because it's been converted to a store. It's still a website, but there's different things that a store can do, an e-commerce store, than just a standard website. But once you click into edit, so this is just a store, so it's probably not a good example, but one that's a website that adds a store. What you'll see when you click on this little button across the top here, you'll see store pages down here, and then you'll also see website pages. And these are all created with particular elements that automatically populate with your products that are available in your store. So you can't see the products in the design area, but if you click the little eyeball, so those two products that were in my pretend store are showing up here now, right? So the store's awesome because it has the checkout, and also it's a great way to collect information before they buy and then trigger that abandoned checkout. So I recommend that in the website area, there's a certain amount of pages that you have, right? And we'll go into more of the must-have pages for a website next week. Also here under sites, you can create webinars. I'm so excited to try this. We're currently we've put the handbrake on in regards to a lot of our marketing strategies at the moment because we're trying to clean up a lot of our processes and systems and get, our strategies in alignment with, all the stuff I threw into these accounts when we started in July. I'm so excited to try the webinar feature. It will still create a funnel, right? But it'll have things in it specific to running live or evergreen webinars. Also sexy analytics, so we can see how different pages are performing, how different opt-ins, what we're getting sales on, and in here that you can do lots of different sort of filters on your funnels to see how each of those are performing. Now, if you are going to do a blog, again, think about all of these. Funnels, they see the funnel pages. Website, they see the website pages. Stores, they see the store pages. Webinar, the opt-ins. Blog, analytics is just the sexy numbers behind the scene. Blogs, they read, right? Now, here in the blog setting, and we'll go into it more, but this is great for SEO, right? If you have your website up and running, then start writing really valuable blog posts, but also taking into account SEO at the same time as you're creating those blog posts. You can also have other writers. So those people who have raised their hand to be an expert inside of our community, they're going to have the opportunity to write a blog post for us. It'll go on our website with backlinks to, help their SEO as well. If you already have a website and you're not wanting to move that website, then you can come in here and you can connect your current WordPress site. Okay, so it uses, I can't think of the name of the company, but it's the big one that all people use for WordPress that makes it work fast, right? But you can connect it directly in here. So what that'll do is it'll sync contacts and anything else that you've got going on over there. Your portal. So if you're going to create courses and membership programs, or if people want to log in and see their invoices, or if you start an affiliate program, you can set up your own client login. So that's your customer portal. Now, if you are also going to do courses and memberships and you want them in your own app, right? You can even buy, it takes about 3 or 4 weeks. So I've got a developer license with Google and also with Apple. But once you get your developer license, it's much faster. But once that gets approved, then your app will show up in the App Store. So OmniSAM itself has its own app. So if you go to Apple or Google, you will see OmniSAM, and it has a lot of this functionality. It's not as good as the desktop version, just like all software. The app is never as good as the big one on the computer, like Canva, right? Much better on a computer. But if you just need to use OmniSAM to add a contact or scan a business card or send a review request, and you can activate tap and pay now. So like I could go out for lunch with my friend and she goes, I'll shout and we can just tap each other's phone. Right? How cool is that? All inside of OmniSAM. That's it, slightly different. This one, however, is for your own course and community in your own branded app. It's pretty cool. All right. Forms. So again, these are front facing. What a form is when you go to a landing page and you want name, email, phone number, right? And you can ask for lots of other information in a form like addresses, and like we have forms that, say how much income do you earn per month, right? Because we're trying to qualify people if they're ready for our software. So that's where you would build your forms and then you would add them to your landing pages. Right? Now, your landing pages will be either in funnels, websites, webinars. And I haven't looked if you can add them to a blog, but you probably can. And it's a good idea to have an opt-in on a blog as well if you're giving away free things. So forms. Other is surveys. So a survey, what's different from a survey to a quiz is when then doing comparisons against other people's results. Okay, so if you're doing a survey and you want a good place for a survey would be ratings, right? And you want to do a comparison of how, everyone is with mindset and automation and, what is their star rating. You can see for each of them, and then you can do a comparison against your whole audience, right? So I love a good survey. Quizzes. Oh, geez. I've built so many quizzes over the years, and I was nearly ready to go across to Score app and start building, but the developers dropped quizzes. I haven't done one yet, but who's up for a quiz challenge, right? Maybe we can do that and do a challenge inside of the community, and together we can all build a quiz. That might be a really fun thing to do. Let me know if that's something that you're interested in the chat. And we'll put it on the agenda because I do want to get in and play, and I need to, I'm trying to learn all the things, but I need to get in and play with this a little bit more. But I think everyone loves a good quiz. I mean, what Disney princess are you? Which house are you in for Hogwarts, right? There's all sorts of quizzes. Which Friends character are you? Which Friends character are you? So quizzes are great. And then at the end of a quiz, you can put people into buckets. So that's what I really enjoy about quizzes. I have one that's that I did ages ago on, it was called Quiz Funnel IO or something like that. I can't remember exactly. It was created by the guy who does the Ask method. it's lost. Anyway, so I got his quiz software, and what I did was I set it up so that I could work out kind of what level people are when it comes to understanding what automation is. So most people will think, oh, it's email. Oh my God, it's so much more than that. It's like a team in a box. But then at the end of this, you can segment them. So you could do a quiz if you're in mindset and you're trying to see, you know, say pick 3 different buckets that you want to put people into and then design the quiz to get them there. Now, this other one here is that chat widget. Remember that chat widget I showed you earlier that lives on our website? Let me go back to that's not our actual website. Here. So this is that chat widget. You can also set your chat widget up. I'll go into this more next week as well, to be live at certain times and then just to be Q&A replies at a later date. And then any link that you have, any link, and it even doesn't even have to be here, you can create your own QR codes. Now, the QR code one, this, you can even, as you're designing your QR code, you can make it look pretty, right? Add your own logos and colors and lots of other fun things. So anyway, I'll go more into all of that for you in a greater detail next week. Then we've got courses and communities. So we did see back here in Sites, the client portal, okay? That's where we build the client portal. And this is where you can buy the branded app if you want to purchase it. But under here, it takes you to the same thing, okay? Exactly the same thing for client portal. Courses are exactly what they are, right? They're courses. So here you can see all the courses you have, and now I can actually go across to my account because there's no private information in this area that I don't mind sharing. Mozzie. And he be gone. Dead. Last thing he saw is his butthole going through his eyes. All right. Courses. Let's go back to courses. Products. So your products are your actual courses, right? So if we look here under the Canva course that we have available, you'll see modules and lessons, okay? And again, we'll go into more of this one next week. But this is where you can build out all of your courses, which we have here. And also here is where you will create your offer. So if you have a course, you need to sell it. Now, whether you give it away for free or you charge for it, you must make an offer that attaches to the course. Then all your analytics on your courses, this is cool to see how people are performing as well. Actually, hang on. Okay, cool. I'm not going to click on the buttons. You can go in here and you can see who's registered in the courses and how well are they doing. You can also create assessments inside your course. So if they get to a certain point, so let me share a little thing that is happening in the future. It's not happening now. And raise your hand if you're somebody who is interested, is I'm going to create a certification course for OmniSAM. And you can get certified in different areas of OmniSAM because some people are not going to need all of this stuff. Maybe you're somebody who just wants to help people run ads, or you're somebody who just wants to help people build a website. I'm going to run certifications to approve you not only in how to use OmniSAM, but how we create the customer's life cycle, our OmniTag system, all the processes that we use and teach and get you accredited to actually be one of those educators as well. So if that's something you're interested in, it's not in, at least in the first 2, probably not even in the first 3 quarters. I'm probably looking at later in the year because I got to get all of the customer support stuff sorted first before I start training people. But I'm also a qualified trainer, right? I do have my piece of paper. I know how to do proper accreditations. Maybe if it goes off really well, then I may apply for it to be like a certificate or a diploma in marketing later. And that's, again, that one is at least a year or two away, where we actually turn the elite program into an accreditation program for anyone who wants to be certified. All right, so that's courses. Communities. So this is where you can set up your memberships. Again, these are all things that the customer sees. We just have our one GSD members area, which I dropped a link for you before under the video. If you're not in there, please come and join us. But this is a good way to get people off of Facebook and into your own community. I'm checking my time because I am keeping it to 2 hours for these demos. Certificate. So when they get to the end of a program, you can grant a certificate. And this one here, if you build a community inside of OmniSAM, your communities will also show up, and you can select it to show up in a greater, larger online community where other people who use GoCalab. So the membership, the framework, the UI, the design is all built in the Colab community platform, right? Which is connected inside of here, but Colab have their own online space that you will also, once you've hit a certain amount of members, you will be listed in their directory if you choose for it to be. You don't have to, but you can choose to, and it can be paid or free. All right, the next thing down here, this is just like a Google Drive, okay? It's where you store all your assets, videos, GIFs, PNGs, contracts, files, anything that you would normally put in Google, you could put in here, okay? Anything. Also, if you want to, you can connect your Google Drive directly now. This is also only new in the last couple of months. You can connect your Google Drive into here. Now, know that this is only a one-way connection. We're not going and scraping your Google Drive, right? Only you, the person who can connect to the Google Drive, can get in using your password, and it'll only take you into the area of the Google Drive that you take it to, right? So you are the one responsible, but it doesn't just connect and open up your entire Google Drive to the OmniSAM software, right? Because you don't want that. You know, if you've got lots of other staff members and things jumping in, you don't want them being able to get into your personal Google Drive. So it will only grant access to pretty much grab what you've requested from the Google Drive if you don't want to store it in here. So that's your media assets. Reputation, this is reviews, right? So in the reviews section, here you will connect it to Facebook. You can connect it to Facebook, Instagram. What's the word? Come on, Sally, you can do it. Facebook, Google, and there's other ones as well. I'm sure there's more. So I'm wondering if I'm going to try this because I've got this one installed. So what you'll do here is you'll see how you're performing with your reviews. We are actually doing really well, to the point that Google thought that our reviews weren't real because we had so many good reviews in such a short amount of time. I think they thought that they were paid reviews, and they're not. But here you'll see them come in. When a review comes in, here you can see all the requests that you've sent out and then how they've been sent out. So have I sent it manually? Where have I sent it, or have I added it to the workflow? So we've got a workflow set up for you guys that once a payment is processed through the system, it automatically sends a Google review request. Here, you can, like I think I showed you this before, you can send reviews. Here is the actual reviews. So what's great about this, now you can do this here inside of the app on the computer or also on your phone, but you can reply directly here to the review and then it goes out. And it's a known fact that if someone's doing their due diligence and they're reading reviews, people are more likely to choose you if not only do you have good reviews, but you reply to your reviews. And also, say it's a spam review, right? You can also request the review itself to be taken down directly inside of the app if, sometimes bots go around and write reviews. Now, the widget area, this is where you create what you want your reviews to look like. And then you can embed this on any landing page. Now, I think I have one here. So see here in our online website, that is the design that I chose for people to look at our Google reviews. But you can create so many different versions. So if we go in here and mess around with, let's say this one here. See, this one has the reviews looking slightly different, right? And there's many different formats, layouts. You've got the list view, grid view, you've got the masonry view, whatever view, carousel, right? And you can also customize to your brand. So you'll notice on our reviews, this one, right? I believe I did customize. I thought I'd customize the colors to our colors as well. So that's your reviews. And then listings. So here is the current listing that we have for our review. And, here we go. So these are all the different places that you can connect. And there's more being added all the time to where you can get reviews. Finally, sexy numbers. And you can create your own reports. If you're running ads, you can see your Google reports, your Facebook reports. You can look at your call reports, single agent reports if they're doing, you've got different people doing sales calls, appointment reports. Now, all of these reports as well as being in this reporting area, if there's ones that you really love, you can add them as widgets to your dashboard. All right, that's it. I've hit my 2-hour point. So that's Wednesday demo. So next week, we'll just do a quick recap on the top ones. We'll go more in depth in this second area. And just as we head out, just a couple of little hot tips for you while you're using the software. If you need help, you can click this ticket support button right here, and it will load into an area where you can submit a ticket and it goes to our support desk. Another thing is this is supposed to change. Oh, no, that's not for you guys. The support desk is us. Sorry, you don't see that one. The other is here. We have our chat support. So if you need help with onboarding, you've just got a general question or you have a tech question, stick it there. We're slowly starting to build out some more FAQs for you here, but this is a direct link. When you start the conversation, you will actually talk to Sammy, the Omnibot. But once you ask a few questions, it'll link you up to one of our live agents, and all users get access to this regardless of what plan you're on. And if you want help, you can also, in here, ask to jump into a Zoom room for any tech support. Okay, the agents on the end do not do strategy, right? They won't help you set up marketing campaigns. That's why you would be in the Done For You or the Elite program. The Academy, that just links you directly into the online courses that you own and the communities. And then if we've got a Facebook group, if you want to add there. If you're using Zapier, OmniSAM has their own Zap, right? I might need to check that, why it's not working. Our Facebook group is connected. So these are just additional resources across to YouTube. And here I am live right now. Okay, so there we go. That is all of this top section in detail, a quick overview, and a lot of help articles and communities available down here. Next week, we'll go deeper into this middle section here, and we'll see what time we've got left to go through the settings area. But know that I'm going to be here 9 till 11 every Wednesday, giving a demo, going through things. And I know it's the first one, and I didn't see many questions come in. I did say Tracy said, quiz challenge, yes. But come prepared with questions, because I'm happy to stop and answer any burning questions that you might have about the software. And also stay tuned for Fridays at 9 o'clock. I will be starting to do developer drop updates. That will happen as a recap at the end every Friday. I believe that's at 9 o'clock. And I did look at my calendar. That's starting in February, giving me a little breathing room until that one starts. Tomorrow, for everybody who is around, we are doing the Business in a Box GSD setup, and we will be going through the old Business in a Box together. And I'm just going to help you change it to the 7 stages of the customer's life cycle that we teach. And you're going to start to see gaps that you have in your system. I promise you, when you attend this session, you will see gaps where you know, oh, I've got to fill that with an automation because it's missing. And this is why I really wanted to, it was great to get those businesses in a box when we first started this business to give you a good kickstart, but they weren't designed using our method that we teach here, which is the life cycle, the 7 stages of the life cycle. So I'll see you, well, that's tomorrow. Let me just double check the calendar to tell you exactly what time. The best way to get the actual time for it is if you head into the members community of OmniSAM. Let me just do a little share screen again. Under events, when you go to events, you will see tomorrow here is the GSD workshop. It should show in your local time. So that's my local time, 8 till 3. And you can also choose to add it to one of those calendars as well, so you get the reminder. We were going to get you all to register for the GSD workshop just so we know who's attending, so we could follow up with you. But we've been under the pump. This is our first week back in the office, and the team are too busy doing client work. So I'm the chef that doesn't cook at home, right? We haven't built our own funnel, but this is imperfect action at its best. But what I might do actually while I'm thinking about it is inside of, let's just go back here, inside of the community, I will put a little announcement in here of the fact that GSD's on tomorrow, and I'll just do a bit of a roll call and get you to just put your name down so we know who is attempting to come and join us for the day. Now, if you can't make this GSD, keep an eye on this events calendar. The plan is 1, 2, 3. On the 4th, or maybe it's moved. Yes, on the 4th, my Thursday could be your Wednesday of the month. The GSD workshop will be on, going over the Business in a Box. By next month, everybody should be on the proper updated Business in a Box. And also starting next month, we're going to start affiliate training on the 3rd Thursday of the month. So that will happen every month as well. So whether you want to be an affiliate, whether you want to bring people along, and the week after the affiliate training, one of the things that we're thinking of doing is then doing a sneak peek into the elite program. So, you know, get out there and share your affiliate link and then invite them in for a sneak peek. We do now have a 14-day free trial for OmniSAM. So if you head to omnisam.com.au/plans, you will see the first 4 plans, and I'll just drop that in the chat for you, all come with a 14-day free trial. But also be aware that the prices that you come in on today, you will be locked at those prices incrementally. As we bring in more services, the price of the software will go up. We are still considering this founders period because it's our first 12 months. So even though the price has gone up from last year, and lucky those who got in on the ground floor, it's not a lot. Eventually, the software, with everything that it does, all the things that it does, will be a $495 program for the software. So just know that's our goal of where we're getting the software to. But for now, we're thanking those people for being patient with us when, you know, we're in startup and shit hits the fan sometimes. Anyway, guys, have a fabulous day. As always, never let anyone dull your sparkle. Make sure you get at least one income-producing activity done each and every day. And I'll be heading back into the main room in the Voz. And I'll see you all, or those who are coming, tomorrow for the GSD.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And